All right, hey, welcome everyone. All right, hey everybody, welcome. Happy new moon, and thank you for being here. I'm Jai Dave, and I think we're gonna have a really beautiful time here today. I'm here in Northern California, where we live, and I want to welcome all of you who are tuning in. I know we have people from all over the world. Many thousands of people registered for today, and so I'm very grateful to be here with you all. And over this next, 60 to 90 minutes, I'm feeling very confident that it's going to be a time well spent. I'm personally, this is the type of thing that I've found that if you can carve out enough space for yourself, not just you're here, but also psychic space, mental space, so that you're able to actually be fully present to the best of your ability. I know we're householders. It's a householder yoga, Kundalini yoga. So sometimes we have young children running around. Sometimes there's even Sesame Street playing in the back. Pain tends to be a better motivator than aspiration, because when you're in pain, you want to get out of it. Rare is the individual that uses aspirations as their primary motivator, but that's a useful thing to work to cultivate, to have a big scope and to be able to see deep into what is the sense of purpose in your life, and then to have that be the motivational force that keeps you doing the things that you need to do in order to maintain clarity of the mind and openness of the heart. And that's a bit of what this heroic heart experience is going to be all about. Today is the new moon, and on Sunday is 11/11, another auspicious day. And on 11/11 we'll begin our Heroic Heart 40-day challenge. But today what I want you to experience is how can you actually just in a relatively short period of time use your body, use your breath, use your mental projection to make a powerful enough shift in your system, in your body and your mind, that it actually does change something, that it gives you the energy that you need to do what you're here to do. That it gives you enough energy, it's powerful enough that it overpowers the stresses we may have, the fears we may have, the insecurities that we may have, perhaps even the depression that we may have. And so we do need something powerful, because the stress in our lives is powerful, whatever those stresses may be. For some of us it's anxiousness, for some of us it's depression, for some of us it's fear, for some of us it's complacency, etc. Depending on how your unique body and mind is designed, and everybody is different. Some of us are going to tend towards the heavier emotions. Some of us are going to tend towards the more windy emotions like anxiety. Some of us are going to tend towards the hotter emotions like anger and jealousy and envy. And so all of us have our primary type tendencies that when we're under a great deal of stress, those negative tendencies tend to express themselves. What our job is to create the pranic or life force condition for ourselves, so that even when stress occurs in our lives, our negative tendencies don't have enough power, enough strength to obstruct our bigger mission and our bigger aspirations in our lives. But instead, we use the stress of our lives, we use the fears that may arise, or the sadness that may arise, or all the different span of emotional energies that may arise, to actually help propel us forward. That's the warrior's way, the yogi warrior's way, the warrior of the heart. And so when you can bring enough energy into the heart center, the head will follow suit. Our problems and our challenges in our lives is when the head reigns supreme over the heart. And I know a lot of this sounds a bit cliche, but cliches are only cliches when they're not backed up by actual experience. And what I want to do today with you is to actually do some practices that will cut the cliche. And what I mean by that is it will actually bring you into the space of where you can say via your experience that the heart is supreme. And when the heart has its energy, you gain passion. And when the heart becomes heroic, you gain compassion. And those are the two energies that we need. We need to have enough passion that we have the energy to do what it is that we were born to do. If you have a mind, you have a mission. The question is, do I have the caliber, the life force conditions, the clarity of mind and the circulation of life force, the openness of heart to where I have a genuine sense of what that mission is? Are you following me? Then I'll start to gain a sense of what is the magnitude of my mission, of what it is. And it's not so important that I be able to say, like, oh, this is my mission. It's not I'm a yoga teacher and I do Life Force Academy and that type of thing. To me, the purpose, the mission is far deeper than that. It's far more subtle than that, and often it's that which cannot be described with words. Its expression can often be described as words. Some people are politicians, and the expression of their deeper mission takes certain forms which you can identify. Or like Simrat, she's a musician and she's a singer. And some of you, perhaps you're school teachers, or your Dharma primary right now is to raise beautiful, loving, kind children. What's more important than that? Some of you may have what we may at any other moment consider like a mundane style job. But on planet Earth, there's nothing that is innately mundane. There's mundane perspectives of life, but there's nothing that is innately, inherently mundane, because everything is happening within the laws of nature. Everything is happening by the creative energy that generated all of this in the first place. So the easiest and the most efficient way of gaining a sense of genuine purpose in my life and in your life is to follow the path of love. And that each and every day, our job is to work to cultivate a deeper sense of internal love. That number one, I need to have a self-love, self-compassion. I need to fall in love with what I am. And that's not an egotistical affair. I'm falling in love with that which I am at the nucleus of myself. I'm not falling in love with how I look necessarily, although that may be a byproduct of it. But I'm not falling in love with the circumstances of my life, because all of those types of things, how the body appears, what the circumstances of my life are subject to change. So if I grip to those types of things as things that are primarily important to me, then I've created a life force condition that will eventually cause my unhappiness. Yeah? Simple. Now, these things are very simple, but we subconsciously do it all the time. So what we're endeavoring to do is to have an experience of the much more subtle aspect of what you are. That I'm having an experience of my subtlety, of something that typically in the normal thinking state is not available to my awareness. We're trying to enter into a meditative state so that you have experience of this is what I'm all about. You can feel it. today we're just on, in the United States, we just had our election day yesterday. And so it's a very much a good day to be doing this type of thing. Well, any day is a good day to be doing this type of thing, but to be doing it as a collective is quite, I think, appropriate right now. Because if we're step one is to have the deeper love affair with what you are and what with you are all about, without that, nothing else can flow. I can't genuinely express compassion towards others unless I've already established the experience of self-love and self-compassion. So that's step numero uno. And step number two is that now what we're going to work to do and what the heart of this 40-day experience is going to be all about and what today is going to be all about. And this, relatively short session, it's like 90 minutes. That may seem like a long time to carve out. I got a lot going on. It'll go by like this. And all those other things in the life will benefit from focusing for just a relatively short amount of time on this, to where you're going to move life force in your body. You're going to lift Kundalini energy in the system. The mind comes clear, the magnetism expands, the heart opens. What will not benefit from that? Then when you speak to your children or your wife or your husband or your coworkers, whatever the case may be, organically something substantive is flowing through that. Already something substantive is flowing just because it's you being you. But the more you can get that deeper nucleus of yourself, the more subtle aspects of yourself, the more radiant and compassionate aspects of yourself to be able to flow freely through the body and the mind, the more your entire life experience will improve. Your communications, your sense of being genuine and authentic. Because when you fall in love with what you are, then you don't have the subconscious need to have a facade that then is trying to project something other than what you are to your environment, to the other people in your life. You following? And so this is the type of work we're trying to do. We are doing. And it's important work. And so when we talk about heroism of the heart, it's a beautiful word, isn't it? Heroism of the heart. We're talking about something that perhaps is the most crucial, in my experience, endeavor of human life. And that's what I want to go journey into with you today. That's what I love, that into. We're going to go into it. That means to be intuitive, you go into it. Intuit. To intuit something, you go into it. If you stay on the surface, which is the intellectual mind, is thinking, rational mind. It's an important part of the psyche, but often gets in the way. Equally as important, and I would argue more important part of your mind, your psyche, is your intuitive mind, the intuitive power. And that's not being psychic. It's not some special effect that only certain people have. It's a natural part of the human psyche that every human being is equipped with, your intuition. And it's when the mind and the heart connect together. And the mind and the heart must connect together if we expect to live happily, if we expect to live with a sense of purpose, so that the passion in our life is guided by the deeper mission of our life. And that, my friends, is the secret. Because when the passion of life is not connected to the intuitive part of life, then our passion is directed in a destructive way. We become emotionally passionate, and our negative emotions become the receptacles of passionate energy. Do you understand what I mean? So instead of being passionate about what you're here, what you're about, what you resonate with, you feel passionate and enthusiastic about those things, about being compassionate, about love, about connectivity, about whatever it is that you do. Instead of your passion being directed in that fashion, passion gets eaten up by jealousy, anger, anxiousness. You see, your creative energy gets utilized when the negative emotions are allowed to flourish. And it's almost impossible when you're in the space of being constantly insecure, constantly anxious, constantly depressed. It feels like impossible to transcend that space and to transform that space. When you're truly in a deeper depression, it feels, and I think most of us know, at least to some extent, what that feels like. Some of us may be feeling that way at this moment. When you feel truly depressed, it feels in that space, it feels impossible to not be depressed. When you're truly feeling tremendously insecure, it feels almost impossible to not feel insecure, that there could be a possibility that one day I would not feel, I would feel confident, and I would feel beautiful. So what the yogic practice is about is transportation. You're transporting yourself from one space into a new space. You're bypassing the rational intellectual mind, and you're working with the body and the breath and the mantras to actually shift the space that you're in. If it's really cold and chilly outside, like it is right outside where I am here, the problems that go along with being cold and chilly and not have enough clothes on, those problems are going to disappear when I come into the warm, cozy room. And just the same way, the problems and the challenges and the struggles that I have with the spaces that yield challenging emotional states, those things start to dissipate and lose their strength when I change the life force space in which my organism is inhabiting, is vibrating, is circulating. So that's what we want to experience today, is to actually change our space. If you feel rather great, excellent. That means then you have more energy to go deeper and more subtle. All of us are going to go deeper and more subtle, but there's a difference between I'm feeling really lousy and I just need a little help. That's what this will work for. But it will also work equally effective for I'm feeling actually quite wonderful, but now I'm going to be proactive and use my aspirations as motivations. It's one thing to have pain as your motivation force, but to have aspiration and sense of mission as your motivating force is something that is crucial to cultivate once at the times when I'm not in pain. Occasionally I'm going to be in pain. That's how life works. If things are flowing really well, then you know for a fact, we know by laws of nature that somewhere right up around the corner, things are going to be very difficult and challenging. So when you're in pain, your prayers are very powerful. So pain is not good and comfort is not pain is not bad and comfort is not good. Both of them are parts of life that will come and they will go. So our job as intelligent, wise human beings is to live in a space and cultivate the space, the energetic caliber, the life force caliber, so that when we're in pain, we're able to use pain properly. When we're in feeling comfortable and happy, we're able to use that space properly as well. That's the way of the yogi. So what we're going to do is we're going to tune in. We're going to begin some of these exercises, and then as we go through that, we're going to start to tap into what is the heroic heart as we're moving through the exercises. There's going to be a few warm-up exercises. There's going to be a very powerful kriya, a yoga set that's gonna you'll see. And then we're going to end with one of my very favorite meditations. And this is the meditation that's going to be the main pillar of the 40-day challenge that begins on 11/11 and then will end on the winter solstice. Okay, so very crucial. What a way to finish up this 2018 year. So here we go. If you're new to Kundalini Yoga, there's some of the things here that I might not explain in as much detail as if we were just learning Kundalini Yoga step by step, but it's also not necessary. Anything you don't understand, you'll get it as you do this practice a few times. So just do your best, and anything you need to modify at any point, please feel free, of course, to do so. If you're in a situation where there's other people around you, and you're not able to go fully into the exercises, that's okay. Do the best that you can. If ladies, you're on your moon cycle right now, you're on your period, or you happen to be pregnant, there's going to be some breath exercises that I'm going to ask you to modify. But other than that, just do your best. Keep it light. Have some fun. Don't worry about the things that you're unable to do or are really challenging. This isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about just giving what you can give and using these exercises to elevate yourself, to make yourself a bit more happy, to get yourself lifted and high, and so you can enjoy your day. So bringing your hands into prayer pose and make a little heat, yeah? And then take your hands pressed into the center of the chest. And you're going to lift through your heart, drop the shoulder blades, and look into your third eye and inhale deeply through the nose and exhale deeply. Good. Inhale again. And exhale again. And keep doing that. Keep the hands pressed in prayer pose. Keep inhaling very deeply and exhaling completely. Inhale like you're trying to get yourself lifted with your very breath. And as you continue that, hands are in prayer pose. Eyes are going to roll up and into the third eye point, between where the two eyebrows would meet. Try to relax your gaze into the third eye as you're inhaling deeply. And you're exhaling completely. Please continue with that. The palms are pressed rather firmly, but not excessively. The chest is out, the shoulder blades are dropped, and do your best to keep your gaze relaxed into that third eye point. With the palms pressed together, that helps to coordinate and balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, the life force, the negative and positively charged prana in the body. And it will start to draw your chi, your life force energy, into the center of yourself, which will start to relax the thinking mind and will start to strengthen the intuitive mind. And keep up just a few more rounds. And in a moment, we're going to tune in using the vibrational sound of Ong, O-N-G, which will vibrate your pituitary point, third eye, your intuitive center, like a and then we'll vibrate the sound Namo, Namo, which vibrates your heart center, thymus gland. And then we'll say Guru, which is the force of light, that which brings light and takes away darkness. It gives you clarity and takes away confusion. Guru Dev. Guru Dev. And then back into the heart center. Namo. You need not remember all those details. It's just vibrating and listening to your sound. So now inhale again deeply. And exhale completely. Third eye gaze. Inhale again. Suspend the breath for a moment. And exhale again. And to tune in. Beautiful. Sat Nam. Okay, so let's begin to warm up a little bit. Let's do some of these energization exercises. So start by coming onto your hands and knees. And we're going to begin with a simple cat-cow. So it's going to be inhaling, the head is coming up. And exhaling, the head is coming down. Inhaling, the belly moves towards the floor. Exhaling, the spine arches up. And continue like that at your own pace. Eyes are closed, and your primary focus is to listen to the sound of your breathing. As you inhale, listen to the sound of the breath. Imagine the sound of the inhale is Sat. This is the mantra, chants the mantra Sat. It means truth. And as you exhale, imagine the breath is chanting Nam. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Sat Nam. More important than what mantras mean is what they do. Sat Nam is what you truly are, is truth. You're born from the reality. It's beyond the mind's comprehension. So actually what the mantra is like a chisel that is chiseling away on the density in the psyche. And once the density is chiseled away, then all you have is clarity, and you don't have to think about truth. You experience what you are, what the reality is. Sat Nam. And keep on going, cat-cow. Inhaling, head is up. Exhaling, head is down. Sat Nam. Sat, and keep continuing. About another 60 seconds. And the mind will likely be distracted at times. Bring it back to the depth of the breath. Breathe like you're trying to get yourself lifted with your breath, like you're pulling in energy through the nose and you're pushing out, you're purifying with the exhale. Seconds. Breathe deep. Now inhale, head is up. And gaze into the third eye. Beautiful. And exhale, head is down. Push all the breath out and arch the spine up. And beautiful, and relax. And come to sitting up on your heels. Like so. So this is going to be a spinal flexes. Hands are on your lap. If you're sitting on a chair, your feet can be flat on the floor, hands on your lap. You're going to lift through your chest, inhale, and exhale back. So it's chin is in, inhale, lifting forward, exhaling back. Good, keep going. It doesn't need to be perfect. Right now what I want you to do is focus on your breathing and see if you can just get into a rhythm and a groove. Try not to worry so much about perfecting your posture and your exercise, but rather put more concentration on the pranic breath, the deep breathing. 20 seconds to go. Third eye is the gaze. Eyes up and in between the two eyebrows. Powerful rhythmic breath. Almost there. Keep up. Now deeply inhale. Straighten the spine. And lift the rectum, sex organ, navel up and in. And gaze into your third eye point. And be still. And exhale. Make your way back to easy pose. Most important moment of every one of these exercises is that final moment. Is inhale deep. At that time, even if the whole rest of the exercise, your mind was distracted, at that moment, focus. And just inhale deep. You put the root lock in place, the rectum, the sex organ, the navel. You put the gaze. You open the chest wide so the energy can move through the heart center, and you be still and you be empty, because there's something that is engineering this entire creation. There's something that is animating life, and that which is the animator of creation endeavors to express itself through you. And its energy is love. Its energy is intelligence. So if you can clear your system, if you can inhale deep and lift the rectum, sex organ, navel, and put the gaze into the third eye and open the chest and release the shoulders and then get out of the way, be still, the entire organism, body, mind, prana, recalibrates. The mind will become clear, the heart chakra will open, and you'll feel beautiful, you'll feel amazing. And from there we can really move. Hands are on your shoulders, fingers front, thumbs back. Chest open, inhale left, and then exhale right, spinal twist. Good, and keep going, inhaling left, exhaling right. Eyes are closed, third eye is the gaze. Keep up, inhaling left, exhaling right, 20 seconds. Into the center now, your deepest inhale. Suspend the breath, rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in, third eye gaze, open heart, and get out of the way, be absolutely still. Exhale. Beautiful. Good. All right, hands are on your knees, and it's going to be very simple shoulder shrugs, like inhale up, exhale, release. Every exhale, release the stress and tension in your upper back, neck and shoulders. Squeeze up, inhale. Squeeze out the tension. And good, and exhale. Beautiful. Now stretch your legs wide open. And flex your feet. You're going to inhale center. Turn to the left a touch, and then exhale down. And then inhale up, and pivot to your right. And from your navel and your hips, fold, exhale down, lead with the heart. Deep inhale, every inhale, fill the lungs, inhaling up, and exhaling down. Sut. Sut, sut, sut. Deeper the breathing, please. Shake out your legs, relax. It's often the case we spend so much of our effort in trying to work with our minds using the mind, but that's very difficult. Changing your emotional state with your mind, changing your mental tendencies using your intellect and your rationale is quite inefficient. So instead we use the breath and the body to change the environment that's yielding those mental tendencies. But of course you can't just do it once and expect that everything's going to change. And the most difficult part of yoga is the most important part of yoga, and that's consistency. Yogic practice, any practice that you have, meditation practice. When I say yoga, I'm being inclusive of meditation practice. In fact, it's the main part of yoga. So in this case, what we're going to do is use these 3 exercises that we're about to do, and we're going to utilize them to shift the energetic state so that the mind cooperates. You see, because your body is the vehicle of the mind. Your tissue layers of the body are the terrain of the mind. They're not separate things. And this is a great insight of the yogis. And we're going to now use the body and the breath and our mental focus to shift the environment, and then we're going to begin our meditation. So we have these 3 exercises, and then we have the heroic heart meditation. And so here we go. We're gonna, the first exercise. Now these are a little bit peculiar if you've never done anything like this before. In Kundalini Yoga, there's literally thousands of yoga sets or hundreds of yoga sets, thousands of meditations. And this is just one, but it's one of my favorite. Now, within that may sound, well, wow, but you don't need to know all those. Really, just a couple of the main ones will carry you. And that's really what Life Force Academy is all about, because at a certain point, recognize very clearly that the number one thing that people struggle with is also the most important thing. And that's a bad combination, when the most important thing is the thing that most everyone's having a challenge with, and that's having a good, consistent meditation practice, good, consistent yoga practice. Because without consistency, you never generate enough momentum to change the deeper tendencies. Because if I have the tendencies towards depression, those have been cultivated subconsciously over years upon years upon years upon years, and from the yogic mind, even lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes. So I need to do something quite powerful in order to actually shift it. And you can do it. Anyone can do it, but it does take consistency, and that's where the real power comes. This experience you might find incredibly powerful, but however amazing this may seem, it will pale in comparison to your experience once you start to do something day in and day out over a more extended period of time, because it takes 40 days to change a habit. And if I currently have what we call demoting habits, habits that make me more unhappy, habits that take away my vitality, I need to exchange them, replace them with promoting habits, habits that give me vitality, make me clearer, make me happier. And so this is what we call is cultivating promoting habits, habits that are going to make you bright and strong and clear. And from that space, you don't have to go find a purpose, is that you won't be able to avoid it. Because you are your purpose, you are the mission, you are, everything about you is already designed for whatever you came onto this earth to do. And so we need that energy flowing through your heart. We need to be filled with a real genuine love, not a romantic love, but the love that doesn't fade depending on our life's circumstances. Okay, so here's this first exercise, and what's going to happen is your thumb is going to press into the base of your pinky finger, and your pinky and ring are going to hold down the thumb, and index and middle finger are going to be out. So that's the mudra, the seal. It changes the energy pattern. So thumbs into what's called the Mercury mound, base of the pinky. Pinky and ring, which is Mercury and Sun, are holding down the thumb, and index and middle, which is Jupiter and Saturn, are out. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have your eyes on the tip of your nose, okay? And that's going to put a pressure on your pituitary and make it secrete. If you're not used to that, just look at your index finger until you touch your nose, and there it is. It's a little difficult the first times you do it, but it's very powerful. This won't be very long. Not a long exercise at all. So what's going to happen with the eyes on the tip of the nose, you're going to exhale through the nose so powerfully it makes your nose wrinkle. And then through the O-shaped mouth, you're going to inhale deeply. All right, it's a very powerful exercise. At any time if it feels overwhelming, you feel really spacey, then just relax, no big deal. So what you're going to do is like this. Tip of the nose gaze. Just like that, and keep up. Tip of the nose gaze. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the mouth. No powerful exhale so it wrinkles the nose. Just about 30 more seconds. Keep up. Seconds, keep up. Now, through the mouth, inhale. hold the posture and squeeze your spine and lock your back molars together and squeeze the whole body tight. Squeeze to distribute the energy, tight, squeeze, and like a cannon through your mouth, exhale. Again, inhale through the mouth, deep. Root lock rectum, sex organ, navel, and squeeze the spine. Lock your back molars tight and squeeze the entire body tight. Distribute the energy, squeeze. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, lock the molars, squeeze. Exhale. And just meditate. Very nice, yeah. Next exercise will really make anyone else in your home, what are they doing? You're gonna have index and middle fingers up, and then hold the pinky and ring down. These exercises are hundreds, if not thousands, of years old. Experiments done by the ancient sages and yogis. They're tremendously powerful. In this 3 exercise set, within a few minutes, you can change the life force, you can open the chakras, you can make the mind clear, and you can feel good and happy and feel smart. And even for the busy person with very little spare time, they work, and they work quickly. So what you're going to do is hands are like this. Now the same mudra, same seal, but this time the thumb locks the pinky ring down. And you're going to go quick outward circles like this. Now, here's what happens. The eyes tip of the nose again. You're not going to be doing this long. O-shaped mouth, and it's a diaphragmatic breath that sounds like this, like a... You're going to sound a little bit like a monkey. Okay, so if you're somewhere you don't feel like you can sound like a monkey, then just do it like quietly, you know. But if you can do it all the way, do it all the way. Don't worry about it, you know. This is not the exercise where you try to look and act cool. This is the one where you try to like go for it and shift the system, you know. Shake away all the things that are really not helping you. Change it. Okay, here we go. Ready? Tip of the nose gaze. Diaphragmatic breath, very powerful. Just do your best. Move very powerful. Keep up. Outward circles, move quick so the whole spine's shaking. Tip of the nose gaze. Now, full focus, 20 seconds, move.
Hold the posture. Press your two lips together and squeeze the spine. And squeeze the whole body. Squeeze out the toxins. Squeeze the prana to the center of your spine. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Squeeze tight. Press your 2 lips together. Exhale. Inhale. Press the 2 lips together. Exhale. Beautiful. Just one more exercise, and then we'll do our meditation. A 40-day experience that would begin on 11/11 is going to be the Heroic Heart meditation, Miracle Mantra meditation. And we're going to do it after this exercise. The main thing, though, is that in order to, for you and I to be genuinely happy and blissful in a sustainable way, that means our self-interest has to have a shift. And it needs to shift from being just predominantly oriented towards me, protecting me. The whole protecting me, which was useful at some point in the human's evolution when we were still needing to protect ourselves for survival, like from some like wild animals and others that were looking to kill us. That created the tendency of the human psyche to be me-oriented. But we're living now on a time on planet Earth, if we do not become we-oriented, then we will not survive now. So our survival now depends on us being we-oriented. And in order for us to be we-oriented, the life force cannot be predominantly in the lower part of the body, which it is for the vast majority of human beings on the planet. It has to come from the realm of me, which is below your diaphragm, into the realm of we, which is in the heart center. So what this 40-day challenge is very much about is to begin or to continue, because the entire movement of consciousness that has begun, at least this particular movement that began in the 60s, with the civil rights movement, with the hippie generation, and so forth and so on, with the women's movement, all the consciousness movements, there's one movement, is lifting that energy from the me to the we. And to get the life force centered in the heart, which requires that it circulates through the whole body. And then when we have a critical mass of people whose life force, whose hearts are open, not just, okay, life force, I'm doing yogic practice, but then we're applying that to have the capacity and the caliber to extend love to people not only that we vibe with and that we like, those who think like us, those whom we'd vote for, but those who are outside our circle of resonance, our circles of likes, that we're able to actually feel love and feel compassion and feel kindness towards those whom are not like us. This is going to be required for us as a human species to survive. That's what heroism of the heart is all about. It's about actually cultivating, doing the hard work, to not just hold that as an ideal, but to actually cultivate it so it stabilizes as an actual way of life, to where it's your experience, and it's not a facade, and it's not a cliche, but it's something that you actually have cultivated and worked to cultivate and work to sustain on a daily basis. That your personal blissfulness is dependent on your ability to live in that field of love energy, real genuine love that extends outside your circle of resonance, your family, your friends, and people you vibe with and like. That's what is necessary. That's the heroism of the heart, to be vulnerable, to have that protective sheath always in front of the center of your chest, that at one point in time we felt was necessary, but now it's necessary to be able to be vulnerable, to know when you're wrong, to know you're a human being with all sorts of neuroses. Is like get off our high horse a little bit, be more transparent, more open, connected. So here's this. You take your same seal and you're going to hold down the pinky and the ring finger with your thumb. And now you're going to have the arms straight out like this, and then twist the inner elbow up towards the ceiling. So the arms twist like the hands are, palm side of the hands facing the ceiling, and then actually even try to twist it further back. Your rib cage presses out, your shoulder blades drop, and your eyes are on the tip of the nose. And you breathe long and deep through your nose. You create a deep inner pressure that will pull the energy up, just through the posture, tip of the nose gaze. I got it. Breathe long and deep through the nose. It's a very difficult exercise, but it's very short. So try to keep up. And it'll change the serum of your spine. It'll give you a sense of youthfulness and a glow. Tip of the nose, deep, deep breath through the nose, deep and long. And keep up, steady. Seconds. Hold the posture and inhale deeply. Lock the back molars and twist the elbows to their maximum. Lock the back molars, twist the elbows to their maximum. Hold the posture, exhale. Inhale. Twist the elbows, squeeze the spine, lock the molars. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Twist the elbows, squeeze the spine, lock the molar. And now very slowly relax. Relax the hands down to the knees. Keep the heart lifted. And pay attention to the space around your spine. Let the breath flow naturally. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. Have some water, stretch your legs. how the 40-day challenge works is there's three primary pillars. The first pillar is your main meditation, which we're about to do. And there's different lengths you can choose to do the meditation. There's the full length, which is, I'll explain it in a moment, but it takes about 22 minutes. Or there's a 11 minute, which we're going to do together today. Or you can do even less. So that's what you'll do each day on your own, and doing that meditation each day. And you'll see, and we're going to experience it in just a moment. It's very powerful. Pillar 2 is a live broadcast. Each week we'll get together and we'll do a class very similar to this. It usually goes an hour, a little more than an hour sometimes. And the entire Life Force Academy, whoever can make it, those who can't make it live, just take the replay. And so each week we get together as a tribe, and we have members in over 60 countries around the world, thousands of members. We get together and we create like a global energy field, mandala, where we do the meditation together. These live broadcasts are really important in the 40-day experience because they keep your momentum going. 40-day challenge is really exciting the first several days, but then it becomes challenging because anything you're trying to do with consistency is going to push back against you to try to kind of pull out those demoting habits and create promoting habits is very difficult. And the subconscious tends to hijack, and everyone has a self-sabotaging mechanism that tends to get activated anytime you're trying to actively do something good for yourself. And so the live broadcast will keep the momentum going, and each week we go into the heroic heart teachings, the yogic teachings on cultivating genuine, deeper heart of compassion, cultivating wisdom for your own awakening, and cultivating compassion for your bliss and for the benefit of others. And so we'll go into those teachings, which it takes being a student of the teachings to keep going with this stuff. Because if your mind isn't connected to the teachings, then you will not have the motivation to continue. It's like, yes, this is why that's so important. And on the other, in addition to that, not on the other hand, but in addition to that, the teachings are dope. They're amazing. They're so, my opinion, they're so fun to explore and to go into. Is what I find my passion from. It changes life to understand life in this way. This isn't our first time around as human beings. There's been teachers and great masters who have come before us, and they figured a lot of this out. But it's our job to actually experience it for ourselves and to follow those guiding lights. Okay? And the third pillar of the 40-day challenge is that we have a brand new class series that is going to be released in the Life Force Academy starting on week 1. And that's the Heroic Heart Yoga class series. And these are 6 classes. We release 1 class each week to where it's a full yogic experience, exercise sets, meditations, all on these teachings and the heroism of the heart. I really find this to be game-changing things, especially those of you who are yogic practitioners, but you maybe found you're plateauing a little bit. This is a tremendous, and for those of you who are part of our Dharmic Warrior training, this is actually very complementary. But I want you to focus on the sadhana in the Dharmic Warrior course, and what we're doing in the 40-day challenge is a part of that, but you're already covered by doing the Dharmic Warrior sadhana. So for those of you, we have lots of people who just started that. This is complementary to that, but make sure the Dharmic Warrior stuff you're keeping as your number one thing. Those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Okay, so those are the 3 pillars of the 40-day challenge, and it's all part of the Life Force Academy, and a super amazing experience. And so let's do the meditation so you can experience it, and then if you want to jump into this thing with us, we start November 11th is day 1, and then we'll be doing a live broadcast each week, and we'll be releasing a new class each week. And those 3 things together can absolutely change your life. We have hundreds and hundreds of people that can tell you so. Okay, so here we go. So this is the Miracle Mantra meditation. And give me more on my iPod here, and I'll keep it down. So the Miracle Mantra meditation uses a mantra as Guru, Guru, Wahe, Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru. And so what's gonna Guru, Guru, Wahe, Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru. Guru, Gu is darkness, Ru is light. Guru, Guru, Wahe, Wahe, Guru. Wa is the sun, water. Wahe is amazing. It's like hallelujah. Wahe, Guru, Guru Ram, Das Guru. Das is a servant. Ram is the creator energy. And so what we're going to be doing is chanting that mantra rather quickly, and you do it 5 times per breath. Guru Ram Das Guru 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 Wahe Guru 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 Guru Ram Das Guru, and then Guru Guru Wahe Guru Guru Ram Das Guru 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 Wahe Guru Guru Ram Das Guru. So that's how it's going to work, and it's make you very blissful. It develops the energy of the heart center. It takes you into a deep state of bliss. The mantra really doesn't mean anything in particular. Again, it's what it does. It's called the miracle mantra. So you can set your intent for anything that you're wishing to experience in your life, your prayer, whatever it is. I want to overcome this whatever I'm dealing with. I want to increase the prosperity, but more importantly, what we're going to be doing over these next 40 days, starting 11/11, is to learn how to transfer our sense of personal desire and aspiration, and to be able to make it others oriented. And that may not sound all that amazing to you, but trust me, it's your bliss is dependent on it. And to where you have just the same way that you would genuinely pray or love your family member or friend if they were in great suffering, that you'll start to cultivate the capacity to actually have that same type of love and that same type of kind-heartedness and that same type of concern for those of you, those who are not necessarily someone you vibe with or even like. Particularly, the most powerful way to do it is to focus it on the people who you may consider your enemy, someone who actually has spite towards you. So we're going to do this for 11 minutes today, but the full expression of it is 108 repetitions. So you're doing it 5 times per breath. It harmonizes the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, space. I'll be teaching all about the alchemy of this meditation as we go through the 40 days. For today, let's just experience it. So what we're going to do is chanting the mantra, Guru Guru Wahe Guru Guru Ram Das Guru, 5 times per breath. And we're going to do that for 11 minutes. But the full meditation, which we'll be doing on our live broadcast, and many of you will be doing on each day in the 40-day challenge, is you do that 108 times. So 5 repetitions per breath. 108 times takes about 22 minutes. Okay, with this recording that Simrat and I created, that's exclusively in the Life Force Academy. And so this recording is exactly 108 repetitions, so you don't have to time it or try to count or anything like that. And the tip of the tongue is going to be dancing on the upper palate. And the upper palate, there's meridian points all along the roof of your mouth, and then when you chant certain mantra, it strikes different meridian points, which then stimulate different centers in the brain. So it's a Guru Guru Wahe Guru Guru Ram Das Guru 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 Wahe Guru Guru Ram Das Guru 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 Wahe Guru Guru Ram. Focus on the tip of your tongue. Just try it for a moment. Like, just focus, tip of your tongue. Wahe Guru Guru Ram Das Guru 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 Wahe Guru Guru Ram Das Guru. Guru Guru Ahi Guru Guru Ram Das Guru 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 Ahi Guru Guru Ram Das Guru. Real powerful. So let's just try it and experience the effects. Okay? It may take you a few times of doing the meditation to really feel like you got a hold of this quick mantra practice. Once you do, it's real cool and gets you in this real hypnotic, beautiful vibe where you be left in a really deep meditative space, especially with the full version. But even 11 minutes will do the trick today. Okay, shall we try it? So your mudra is index to thumb, the wisdom seal, Jnana Mudra. Palms facing up, heart wide open, because remember, we're generating energy into the heart center. So what I'd like you to do is to close your eyes for a moment. And what I'd like you to do is to set your intent, set your prayer for whatever it is that you'd like to focus on today. Just pick something, someone, something in your life. And then you can just let that intent flow. You don't have to focus on it. During the meditation, focus on the meditation. Focus on the mantra. When your mind comes distracted, bring your attention back to the tip of the tongue and the mantra. Inhale to begin. And inhale. Guru Guru Ai Guru Guru Ram Das Guru 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 Ai Guru Guru Ram Das Guru. Third eye gaze. Guru Guru Ai Guru Guru Ram Das Guru 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 Vai 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 Guru Guru Ram Das Guru
Third eye gaze.
Guru Guru Vai Guru Guru Ram Das Guru 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 Vai Guru Guru Ram Das Das Guru 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 Vai Guru Guru Ram 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 Das Guru Sanam. And that's how it works. And stretch your legs out if you wish. Have a little water. That simple meditation. When you're a human being, and constantly there's, uncertainties, or doubts, worries. The word for doubt is like the opposite. There's a word of dharma, which is mission, purpose, duty. And the opposite of dharma is parama, dharam, param. And so the opposite of doubt is dharma, and the opposite of dharma is doubt. And so if you have nowhere to put your doubts, nowhere to put your uncertainties, and they just tend to kind of circulate in you, and they end up causing anxiousness, anxiety. This type of thing is how you communicate from your mind to the master mind, from your heart to the master heart. And so whatever your prayers are, whatever your uncertainties are, you give them up and you put them into the mantra and you put them into the meditative space, and you'll find that in the meditative space those uncertainties dissipate and you gain clarity, you gain luminosity. and you gain love. And if you're doing that on a day-to-day basis, it has a tremendous effect on your life. Everything changes. And so I want to invite you to join us in the Life Force Academy. The 40-day challenge is probably the most popular part of the Life Force Academy, but it's just one part of the Life Force Academy. But it's a very good starting point. And it's just right now, for this 40-day challenge, it's just $1 to check it out. You get a 2-week trial for $1. Of course, you can cancel anytime. If you get in there and you decide it's not for me, then you just cancel, and it just was $1. Now, if you love it, which I'm confident you probably will, it's a really cool experience. Then after 2 weeks, it'll charge you $25, and it's $25 per month. And 40-day challenge is really a starting point. And it's a starting point of having a good, solid practice that you do, something that keeps your body healthy, keeps your mind clear, and your heart open on a regular basis. And so this 40-day challenge, as I mentioned, begins 11/11 and then ends on the winter solstice, December 21. So a real powerful way to finish up this year. And then in New Year's, we'll begin our 4th annual Prosperity Challenge after the New Year. And so that's what it is. And all the info you want to know about the Life Force Academy is on this webcast page here. You just click through to join in. Again, it's $1 to get it started, and you can cancel anytime. And it's real easy to join in, just takes a few moments. And we have an amazing group. And also part of the Life Force Academy is you'll have access to our private forum. It's a private group on Facebook, which is a very vital, active group. So if you're doing this and you have questions, you can go on there, and you can ask questions. I'm on there a good bit. Our team is on there every day, but more importantly, there's hundreds of other members that are on there, that many of them very experienced, and many of them just starting out. So it's just, you have experiences you want to share, you have questions you want to ask, you can get on that forum. We'll be doing our live broadcasts every week. We'll have the release of the new class series, but then also we have many other class series as part of the Life Force Academy. They're like mini courses you can do, and they're all part of it. And there's power practices that I want to do. First sign of a cold, you go to the power practice section of the Life Force Academy, and you just do the immune stimulation power practice. Or you're having some overwhelm, you go to the power practice to reduce nervous energies. And these are just quick, like push play, tune in, do the practice. You want to have a deep night's rest, you go before bed and you do the power practice for the meditation for deep sleep. You want to wake up really good in the morning, you go to the power practice and do the wake up series. So there's class series which give you really full practices that are deep. You'll go into the teachings, which is crucially important, that regularly as a yogic practitioner, that you're also a student of the teachings. Otherwise, I don't find it realistic to be consistent for the long term and to make the progress that we'd like to make, so that we are becoming blissful. And 40-day challenges, the forum, live broadcasts. It's an incredible community, the Life Force Academy tribe all over the planet. When I travel around, I'm meeting people all the time that are in the Life Force Academy, that are using it, that has changed their lives, that's helping them immensely. It's helped me immensely. Even just creating it has been an amazing experience. It's almost 5 years old, and maybe we just turned 5 years old, I'm not sure. So anyhow, join in for this 40-day challenge, and we begin on 11/11, and it's very simple. Once you join in, you just go to the 40-day challenge page in the Academy. Once you join, you'll have a special, unique login just for you. If you have any challenges of figuring out how to use it, it's super easy, but even sometimes dealing with computers, it can occasionally be a headache. So we have a great staff and a great team that are always available to support you, business days usually. And
anyhow, it's once you join in, you go to the 40-day challenge page, and then there's just the video that tells you, you push play, it'll tell you exactly how to do it. And then there's 3 different levels that you can choose which level you're doing. The warrior level is when you're doing the full 108 repetitions of the mantra every day. It takes about 22 minutes. You're doing the live broadcast each week, and you're taking the new class each week from the Heroic Heart new class series that I just finished teaching, by the way. And then there's the prosperity level, which you're doing the meditation for a shorter amount of time. And then there's the radiance level, which you're doing the meditation for even shorter amount of time. So there's 3 different levels, and depending on how much time you want to commit and what seems realistic to you, because you want to set yourself up for success, you choose which level you're going to do. And really, it's very easy, and you just want to kind of make that commitment before day 1 or by day 1, and then we start day 1 and we're rolling. And will it be easy? Probably not. Will it be awesome? I think so. Will some days be blissful? Definitely. Will some days not be blissful? Probably. But that's the whole thing. What we're trying to do is carve out something deeper. We're not interested in the superficial, just I'm feeling comfortable all the time. We're actually trying to dig deeper, and we're trying to carve out something substantive. Because as long as I'm still allowing my mind to be in the superficial pursuit of pursuing pleasure and avoiding pain, I'm going to continue to not live in happiness. I'll live miserably, ultimately. And so therefore I need to get myself into the space where the mind is embracing pain just like it embraces pleasure, because there's nutrients in both of those. And that requires that you cultivate the meditative mind. And that will open the heart center. And that will help you to love and live heroically and to love heroically. And that's what this 40-day challenge is about. So please bring your hands into prayer pose. It's very important when you do a practice that not only do you tune in, but when you're done, we seal the practice. And we seal the practice with a dedication, and we dedicate it to all beings everywhere. But most importantly, today, dedicate it to yourself or to your family, to somebody whom you love. Bring your hands into prayer pose. To the whole planet.
And the pure light within you.
To all beings everywhere.
Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on.
Satnam. Thank you very much for being here today. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a good experience for you. Those of you who want to jump in for the 40-day challenge, go for it. And if you're not feeling like that, my wish is that this was something useful to you. And let's all keep in touch. Have a beautiful rest of your day and rest of your week. And we're going to get rolling 11/11. So it's coming right around. So once you join in, get over that 40-day challenge page. Click play. If you should know pretty much now how it's going to work from just today's class, but it'd be good to review that at some point before we begin day one. Okay, love you all. Satnam.